Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back at last to Texture Pack Part 9. Back to normal, no longer a live sort of thingy-majigger. So I'm going to be talking about what I did in this episode and why I did it. So, here goes. I gotta time this, here we go. Alright, so here we go. Starting off with the pumpkins. Now, last episode I put those as Zorus' face, just as a little joke, part of the live stream. But because it's, I really want to release this texture pack, and I want it to be liked by everybody, and I got a feeling people might not like just a random person's face who they don't know on the pumpkins. So I went back and I changed the pumpkins, made them proper. I put the squares there on the wrong one. But yeah, it was really difficult. I had to make it look like the pumpkin had been hollowed out with the colours, which was pretty difficult to do. It took me a decent amount of time. But you know, I think I got there in the end. I think it looks alright. So the next one. At first I tried to just change the colours of it. Tried doing it that way, but it didn't really work. This is obviously still the hollowed out one. And then I paste it across, and then that's when I start changing the colours, as you can see here. Trying to get it to be more of a yellowy colour, glowy colour, but it really wasn't working. So I chose a colour that I wanted to use, and I just did that instead. Started from scratch with the design of it. It was really awkward. For a while it just looked just really terrible and really crappily poorly done, but after enough different shades of yellow added to it, it really started to look a little better. And then obviously to finish it off I added the glow, which, like I say, really worked. I was just pissing about for a little bit with the different glows to see what effects I could get, and there we go, that's the end. Really looks like it's glowing, as you can see there. Now the cake I did do last episode, just randomly, and in fact I think that's just where I got to, and I just decided to end it there. But obviously the rest of the cake wasn't done yet, so just followed the same design as the first cake, all the same colours. Hopefully made it look pretty interesting. Followed the same pattern, the pixel pattern there on the cake as the default as well, because I really liked it. So I just kept it the same, obviously changed all the colours and stuff, and made it look groovy. And obviously this, just to make sure I got all the same colours and the same sort of effect, I just copied it from a random strip of the original cake, top of the cake, and then pasted it right on top there. So it fits smoothly. This, I believe, is the bottom of the cake, which you barely ever see, so I didn't really take too long on this, just solid colours. Now, man, this was pretty damn hard, the mushroom. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I did it at first, and it really didn't work out. As you'll probably see here, I had the square, which was just a solid middle square, rather than having it blotchy around. So I thought that might look pretty cool. It'll go along with the theme of the simplistic side of it. And first it all went well, and then I added this, which really didn't work, as you'll probably see in a minute. I tried just making it all white, adding all the different like shady bits in, and then just manipulating it so it fit into it, but none of them really worked very well. So I ended up scrapping that idea and doing something different, as you'll be able to see here. So I drew around in a slightly darker shade of red, and then I changed the shadow of it so it sort of slowly blended to the other red, as you'll be able to see. And then obviously I just deleted the middle bit because the shadow would have gone over into the white, which I didn't want to do. So as you can see, this looks really nice. You can see really slightly that the colours change from the edge of the white to the actual edge of the texture. And then I had to change the actual colour of it because I already drew the small mushroom at the top, so I had to make the colours match. And again, I did the same thing with this, just really quick texture in the middle. I think it'll look really nice. Now this one, I do end up changing the top one as well, because I realised it's black and white. It's probably black and white for a reason. I'm probably going to have to go through all these different textures that I've done in colour that are supposed to be black and white and change them to be black and white. So for now, you see, it was pretty easy. I mean, it's just basically copy and paste of the other one, except this time make it go to the other side. So, you know, it wasn't too difficult. Now, the tracks, they were difficult. It took a really long time. I seem to remember last time I did it, whatever episode I did the rails on, I really couldn't get the metal look that I wanted, and obviously because they've all got to fit together, and they haven't got to look stupid when they do fit together. So it was really awkward, but in the end I think I managed to do alright with it. Don't worry, they're not going to stay grey, that's just because I put in a gradient over it, so it didn't really matter what colour it was. And as you can see here, it looks alright, the bend of that railway. And then obviously I had to apply the same sort of technique to the straight one, which was way easier. It was just the bendy bit that was just really awkward, and could not get my head around it. But yeah, like I say, after I did that, it was pretty damn easy. Now I did use all the same greys and the same browns as what I used for other metal things and other wooden things. So you'll see me going back up to the other textures and then colour picking those just to make sure it all matches, it all goes with the same theme, rather than having loads of different wooden items that all are different shades of brown for some reason. So yeah, as you can see, I make sure that isn't a problem. Now for this, I didn't really have many ideas. It's just basically like a stone with a line on it, so I just copied the stone, drew a red line on it, and that's basically it. And I didn't want it to look exactly the same, because I imagine if they were next to each other it'd look a little silly, or it might be really hard to see. So as you can see here, I just made it darker. I tried adding a few other things to it, seeing what it looked like, but originally the darker shade just worked best. Now this, I did go back to this because I went to have a look at the old leaf texture design, because I was doing obviously the next, I think it was the birch leaves, and I realised that it had like slight transparent pieces on it, so I had to just quickly get rid of those. Now this, it's birch, I don't know, there's just something about it, I just thought really straight, upright, worked for it. I don't know what made me do the straight lines like that, like really, but I think it works, as you can see here. And then I add the different shades of green into it to make it work even more, hopefully. Now for the non-high settings or whatever, obviously it's a solid block, so same as the other leaf, I just coloured it in. Now for the bed, I didn't really know at first what colour I was going to do for the bed. But then I just thought blue, nice, sort of calm blue, would really work with the bed because you sleep in it, so it'd be like a calm, relaxing looking bed. Added the shine to it because obviously it's got to match with the rest of the designs, and then did the pillow. It was pretty easy to do the bed, to be honest. I didn't really have any difficulties with it, just managed to get through it pretty quickly. Now the melon was pretty difficult because obviously the top, it's the top. The side bit wasn't too bad. I got it pretty easy. However, I did get that shade of green wrong. The center shade, this one here, it just really didn't go with the other green. And I didn't realise at this point until I started working on the other one, when I looked back at it and I was like, yeah, that doesn't really look very nice. So I will change the colour on this one, and then obviously go back to the other one and change the colour once more. But for this, it was really awkward getting all the bits laid out correctly. I was really struggling with making it look like it came up from the top and all merged into the middle, like what an actual melon does. So I really had to work out what sort of pattern I was going to have on top of here. But I think what I went with seems to work. I just don't know what it'll look like yet, because obviously I haven't loaded it up in Minecraft yet. It's got all the new files for the textures as well, so I'm going to have to spend a long time transferring all these textures over into the files that they use now. So hopefully that won't take too long, but that will probably happen when I release it. Now I want to get all the textures done first, not the items, I'll just add those as updates, but I don't want to release a half-finished texture pack. Everybody keeps asking me about when I'm going to release it, whether I can release it now, but I don't know. I really just, if I release it, then I might not be as motivated to continue it because it's already out there and people have already downloaded it anyways. So, you know, I really just want to stick to this, because this, I don't know, when I've finished, it won't take long now because I really enjoyed doing this. I actually got called out early and I had to leave. So it does finish on this cauldron, not this one, but the one next to it, the cauldron little piece next to it. At first I just used boring colours and went to this one and thought, actually, do you know what, I'm gonna, because it's like a metal, isn't it? It needs the same like gradient that I've used for all the other metals, but it's more of a dull metal, so obviously not as obvious. So like a really dark grey and then a slightly brighter grey, and that's the look that I went for. And then I copied that over to the other one, so they matched, and that's it. There's the texture pack. But anyway, as I was saying about the other thing, I really want to get at least this page done, this sheet. You can see that all these textures are on this one sort of image. As soon as I get that finished, I will release it, and then I'll just keep working on all the items and all the other stuff, and then just add that as updates. So that's how it's going to work. Hopefully I can stick to the guns this time. I've managed to find it. It was really lost in my computer, this texture. I started panicking for a while. I thought I lost it, but no, I managed to find it again in the end. But anyways, there's episode 9. So hopefully episode 10 won't be too far. I really mean it this time, by the way. I don't want to just leave it for months and months and months. I'm committed to returning to YouTube and just making videos just like I used to, just without a care about anything apart from the fact that I'm making videos and people are enjoying them. That's the main thing. So, you know, everybody enjoys the Texture Pack series, so I'm going to do the Texture Pack series. Thank you. Goodbye. I'll see you in the next episode.